Hey, thanks for checking in on Bathtub Sir, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney the Trilogy. Can you believe it? We're still investigating on this case. It just won't end. I mean, it's not inherently a bad thing, but I do wonder if we're going to run out of chances in the end. But basically, what's going on now is that we found our way to Edgeworth's office because our main aim is to get into Damon Gant's office. However, we need some sort of way to blackmail or at least convince Gumshoe to let us in. And I think we may have found it. We've heard that Edgeworth is thinking of resigning because of all the hassle that's gone on around this case, but obviously Gumshoe would never let him do that, so that could be our in to Gant's office. Anyway, because we need to get in there to investigate so that he won't quit, you know what I mean? Anyway, so if we go and talk here, we can learn about the King Prosecutor's Trophy, because apparently there used to be a sword on that as well. There used to be a shield and a sword to show contradiction. This award originates from an ancient Chinese tale. In Chinese, the word contradiction is written with two characters. The first means halberd, and the second means shield. Have you heard this story? Me? Sure, everyone knows that. Why don't you tell it though, for Emma's sake? Very well. Long ago in the kingdom of Chu, there was an arms merchant. One day he presented the king with two items. The first was a halberd he claimed could slice through any shield or armour. The second was a shield he claimed could withstand any weapon. Wait a minute. Those claims contradict each other. Very perceptive. Then again, you've heard this story before, right? Anyway, as you mentioned, the very descriptions of these items discredit them both. When the king pointed this out, the merchant was left speechless. And thus the Chinese word for contradiction was born. Cool. Oh, I see. So the chipped shield and broken knife symbolise... Precisely so. They symbolise the merchant's items. The ancient tale ends with the merchant at a loss for words. But it's in our nature to pursue matters to their conclusion. Even if it results in something as ugly as this. Wow, thanks Mr. Edgeworth. I learned something new today. That's funny. If that's so, then why were you only given a shield? You'd have to ask Chief Gant. 2 years ago, he had the halberd part of the award abolished. Chief Gant. Oh, cool. Now we've got that updated. So why did he remove it? I mean, I'm calling it now, and it doesn't exactly take a great detective to figure this out. But Gant obviously killed someone with that halberd. So that's what he's like, yeah, let's get rid of it now. No one wants to see that anymore. Probably it was covered in blood. Right, okay. I think we might be done here for a second. Really, I want to take the note that we got back to Gumshoe and see what he can help us with. But honestly, Edgeworth, thank you for the information about the award. I'm sure it's going to come in handy. So I have to go back to the parking lot. Oh crap, there's someone here. Oh, it's going to be Angel Star, isn't it? She's always here. Okay, excuse me. Yeah, okay, there we go. I took a bit of a gamble there, but I'm sure it was her. What is that? Would either of you care for a quarter pound of roast beef? Miss Star, I guess she's out of lunches. You certainly are the curious sort, aren't you? Kind of like the first person who sucks a cow's nipple to discover milk. What the hell? It's only 9:30 in the morning. I wasn't expecting to say that already today. Still, I have never thought to go digging up that case from 2 years ago. Everyone in this trial was involved in the SL9 incident. Not only that, but the murder occurred on the very day the evidence from that case was due for transferal. This can't all be attributed to mere coincidence. Aren't you forgetting something? You know, that little scene I happened to witness? The instant Lana stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. No matter how much of the past you dig up, it won't change what I saw. Roast beef is meant to be savoured when eaten. Miss Star's hatred towards Lana. It all dates back to 2 years ago. Why is that? Can you let me know? Joe Dark. That's a name I'll not soon forget. We trailed him for half a year. Oh, the pressure. Still, I don't think I was ever more alive than I was then. Those days were steamier than a bowl of hot gravy. Poor old Jake Marshall, though. Must have been going through hell. You mean because of his brother's death? They were close, those two. After Neil died, something took over Jake. he became obsessed. Seeing Jake like that made her all the more desperate. Her? Lana Skye. My sister. The best of the best were put on that SL9 case. Of course they were led by that legendary duo. Lana and Chief Gant. Can we hear more about this? I feel like she's withholding something as well that could really help us out. That legendary pair was the reason we were able to keep up our investigation. That's why we were so shocked over how it turned out. You mean with the forging of the evidence? Don't get me wrong, Joe Dark got what he deserved. Still, it was obvious the evidence produced in court was being manipulated. Items our team never found would suddenly appear, while other items were kept secret. But you don't have proof anything illegal was done. I'm proof enough of what happened. What, her demotion, I guess. After that case, all of us save Goodman were relieved of our duties. Most without even so much as an explanation. Then Lana Skye transferred to the prosecutor's office and became chief prosecutor. Lana always wanted to be a prosecutor. Nothing's quite as simple as it appears. Huh? Lana Skye was merely being used as a pawn. That's my take on the matter. She was being used. By who? Well, I think we already know the answer. By Chief Gant. But what's in it for him? Damon Gant and Lana Skye. Gant led the investigation with Lana second in command. They were the best. They solved all kinds of cases together, didn't they? Damon Gant's magnetism in particular was almost unreal. His magnetism? By that I mean his ability to attract evidence. He'd produced the most incredible evidence in the cases he handled. Incredible evidence? You mean... Oh yes, there were rumours about him even back then. No one dared confront him though. I take it she's talking about forged evidence. Back then everyone looked up to Lana, all the detectives wanted to be like her. Really? Oh yes, myself included. I was a fool really. She hated anything crooked and always watched out for the other detectives. That's why she was so concerned for Jake. Mr. Marshall. When Jake's brother was murdered, she felt as if she had lost her own brother. If it wasn't for her, I don't think Jake would have ever recovered from his shock. That's what makes it all the more infuriating. Miss Starr. That's why I'll never be able to forgive her. Why did she have to turn so cold after that? So lastly, we can talk about being used. I'm not sure if we should be able, if we have to present anything to Angel Star here. Nothing jumps out at me. Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office 2 years ago, didn't she? Yes, thanks to Chief Gant's powerful influence. Chief. That's right. Having solved the SL9 case, his position as chief was secured. There was only one thing left for him to control, and then no one could stand in his way. The prosecutor's office. What? You mean that's why Lana was transferred? If he could control the chief prosecutor, he can control the prosecutor's office. That must have been his goal all along. But how could he control Lana? I don't know, but one thing's for sure. Ever since that case ended, she's never been the same. It's only logical to conclude there must have been a reason for her change. At last, I'm finally getting close to the bottom of this ugly mess. Thank you, Miss Starr. You listen to me, Rookie. It takes more than just ingredients to create fine cuisine. I hope you turn out to be a better chef than I. Okay, fine. We'll take your chef advice on board, but really we need to try and solve this murder, so the cooking can come later. Unless it was a fancy metaphor for something, I don't know. So if we go back to the police department now, we want to speak to Gumshoe. So yeah, basically I'm trying to think what could have happened here. Damon Gant must have killed Joe Dark in the back as Joe Dark was killing Neil Marshall with the halberd. Now somehow Gant has something on Lana. He must be blackmailing her somehow. She's head of the prosecutor's office, but he must have some dirt on her. or something. I don't know. Is Gumshoe here? Oh, you're back. You're still here. Now I've got to make 150 copies of these files. Brewing coffee, copying files. I'm turning into a regular DJ. You're a DJ as well? If I'm not mistaken, I think he means desk jockey. Oh, that DJ. I've got to admire your persistency, but my answer's still no. I'm not letting you in the chief's office, period. It'd be my neck on the line. That office is the last crime scene in the SL9 incident. I have to take a look in there. It's got to be something we can do to make the detective change his mind. Oh, I think there is. Emma, I really think there is. Where's that crumpled up piece of mess? Here we go. Edgeworth's discarded letter of resignation. He's serious. Take that, Gumshoe. What's this crumpled up piece of paper? Watch the face drop. There we go. No way! Mr. Edgeworth can't be serious. Is he ever not serious? I can't believe they've pushed him this far. Mr. Edgeworth really feels responsible. When I first met him, I thought he was as cold as ice too. But I know different now. He trusted us detectives to provide him with sound evidence. But we betrayed him. Detective. That's it. I made up my mind. But here, take my ID card. We can't do that. If someone found out, they wouldn't let you off the hook with another lost item report. Look at me. It's no secret I'm already out the loop. After all, I'm friends with Miss Edgeworth. Depending on how this case turns out, I may already be as good as terminated. What? So at least let me do this, for Mr. Edgeworth's sake. Alright, detective. Thank you. Sweet, we've got Gumshoe's card. I'm trying to see what the ID number is. Can we have a look? Is it right back here? If I check it. And... oh, cool, we can have a look. Okay. Detective Gumshoe isn't very photogenic, is he? Whatever you do, just don't say that to his face. Look, his eyes are half shut. Yeah, and his mouth is half open. No, it's not. Hey, each of his shirt buttons is up a notch. And he's got the narrow end of his tie in front. I think this goes beyond being a photogenic issue. Right, was that it? We just tear apart his appearance? Look at him just chuckling. Okay, into the office. Oh, I'm a bit scared to go back in here, really. Well, here it goes. So we got to ransack this place, really, with our eyes. Here goes, Mr. Wright. We're in. That is terrifying. I don't know why it's so scary. It's such a centerpiece of the room. We're in. If anyone finds us now, Detective Gumshoe's a goner. If that happens, I'm counting on you to bail me out. Eek! Ah! God damn it, Gummy. Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I didn't even know you could sap a ghost. Ah! Detective Gumshoe! What are you doing sneaking up on us like that? I wasn't sneaking. I was just worried something might go wrong. So I came too. If you're here, then what's the point in giving us your ID card? Crushed and rendered unusable in pocket. What? Hey, don't do that to my card. So we can't get back in now. Why did we just crush that for no reason? Phoenix, was that you? That was not a Phoenix Wright action. I hardly ever get a chance to come near. So I figured I'd have a look around myself. Besides, we're all in this together now. You really do want to get fired, don't you? Not if we're lucky. Now, come on, let's see what we can find out. I've got a bad feeling about this. Oh, Jesus Christ, can we speak to him? Oh, we can, okay. That desk on the other side of the room, was that your sister's? Yes, that's where I was waiting for Lana. On that day 2 years ago. Excuse me, Emma's voice is breaking. Is anyone using it now? No, sir. This is entirely Chief Grant's office now. He practices a strict policy of preserving the crime scene. That's a strange reason to leave it there. He leaves it as a warning to everyone else. He wants us to always be alert. He done so himself at our New Year's party. Of course, he was pretty intoxicated at the time. I see. So ever since Lana left, no one ever touches that desk? No one except Chief Garnt and the cleaning lady who's in here each morning. Still, 2 years have passed since that incident. There can't possibly be any clues remaining. Oh, I bet there can. Can I ask you something? Sure. You only came here to look around, right? Because it's one of the SO9 crime scenes. I mean, that's your only reason for coming here, isn't it? Why'd you ask? You don't think... Nah. You wouldn't be... No. No, there's no way. Never mind. Don't worry about it. Okay. Now then, let's look around a bit more. Hey, hold on. Not so fast, buddy. Huh? What is it? When someone tells you don't worry about it, it's supposed to start bothering you, pal. You just don't let it go at that. Sorry, this guy's starting to get on my nerves. Okay, so what's bothering you? You two don't think Chief Garnt might be a suspect, do you? What? He's right, Mr. Wright. What do we think of him? Chief Garnt. So it's finally come to this. What do I think of him? Perhaps it's best I don't divulge my feelings yet. There you go. Ignoring me again. Sorry, dude. We're just going to keep our cards close to our chest. Right, let's examine. And of course we'll start over by Lana's old desk. And the chair. Oh, shelves. These shelves are mostly empty. Lana must have cleaned them out when she transferred over to the prosecutor's office. There's a small picture frame on the left shelf. Hey! This is when Lana and I went to that theme park. Is that it? Okay. The window. Look at that giant window. Make sure it doesn't crash through it and jump outside. This is the 15th floor. I know, I was just saying. Saying what? Ever since making detective, I've always dreamed about doing something like that. He thinks he's in Lethal Weapon. Note to self, Detective Gumshoe has a lot of dreams. As long as he doesn't go crashing through that window when he gets fired. Don't say that. Right, nothing there. These shelves are done. The computer. This was Lana's desk. It sure is tidy. Lana's always been a meticulous cleaner. There's not even any dust on it. Looks like someone's still keeping it clean. Does Lana ever come back here? No. Chief Garnt must still keep it clean in memory of their partnership. They were the stuff legends are made of. Does he keep it in memory of her or in the memory of the crime? Oh crap, no, we've done that. Sorry, skip through. That picture again. This was taken on that day 2 years ago. The day Joe Dark ran out of the questioning room and tried to kill Emma. After receiving his award trophy, Mr. Marshall took a picture here, then went along with Chief Garnt to question Dark. I bet he never knew he'd be dead just a few hours later. Gee, you think? Right, that is actually it for this area. I was expecting more, I'm not going to lie to you here, but we can start investigating the big organ. The Chief's organ sure is a sight to behold. Occasionally we hear him playing it from the Criminal Affairs Department. That's on the 2nd floor, and this is the 15th floor of an entirely different building. When a detective screws up, the Chief calls them to his office and makes them listen to the organ for hours. What's so bad about that? Music soothes the soul. After that, the detective can't hear anything for days except for the ringing in their ears. So it's an instrument of punishment, literally. But aren't the Chief's ears affected? He never listens to anyone anyway. That's besides the point. Right, okay. Oh, look. The knight. And look what he's holding. This is the real deal, isn't it? This armour and these weapons. Sure is, pal. The Chief doesn't care for imitations. First the pipe organ, now this armour. Do you know how many taxpayer dollars must have gone into this room? What? You mean we're paying for this? Well, no, you're a school student. That's it. I'm not paying 1 cent of my taxes. You don't have any taxes to pay. There we go. Not yet, anyway. Shush. Be careful of what you say. Who knows? The Chief may be hiding in this armour as we speak. I don't think he'd fit in there. Even if he did, he'd never be able to get back out. Cut it out. You guys don't know how scary that guy can be. Oh, right. Jesus Christ, we're running out of spots here. Obviously, we can do the safe. This is a safe, isn't it? Safe. That word is ripe with intrigue. Okay, if you say so. It looks like a code needs to be entered in this panel to open it. Oh, God. A 7-digit number. I think I just might know what it is. Wait. How do we know? Do you know what it is? I have a hunch. Oh, I know. You have to draw my birthday. It's... I have a better idea. Here goes nothing. What the hell could it be? Unless it's... Oh, we got it right. Oh my God. I feel so clever. Oh my God. Move over, Phoenix Wright. Move out the way, Sherlock Holmes. Move out the way, Bruce Wayne. I'm the best detective. I can't believe it. So obviously that's the code on the schedule of who entered the evidence room. And recurring sevens, the 7 sevens, as was brought up a lot last episode. That's the one we don't know who it is. Bingo. What number did you enter? Whose birthday was that, pal? 777777. 7. The final ID card number on that record. Okay, the final one. What? The number of the mysterious executive officer who entered the room that day. Oh yeah, that's right. That number, it belongs to someone high up, but you don't know who. So they just do a bunch of 7s. You mean 777777? That ID number? I think you're 1 7 shy this time. This can only mean one thing. That's Chief Gant's ID number. Say, anyone care to look inside? Yeah, I do. Get out the way, Gummy. Is there any money in there? How much does he have stashed away? Look, it's a... Oh! Oh, we know what this is. This is the vase we put back together. A shard for a broken cup. This somehow looks familiar. Where have I seen this before? There's something else in here too. Oh! A handprint. What's this? It looks like a piece of leather cloth. This is a handprint, isn't it? Hey, I saw someone wearing a shirt like that once. You think the chief made up the design? I don't think so. Oh, well, it was just a thought. Is that it? Is that all that was in the safe? Apparently so. It's empty now. A piece of cloth with a handprint on it. And a broken shard from a cup. They look like pieces of evidence. Yeah, but unless you can prove they have something to do with this case, I'm afraid I can't just let you take them. After all, it's my neck on the line here. Great, now I have to prove their relevancy to get them. How are these two items related to the SO9 incident? Come on, there's got to be something we can show the detective. Okay, we can. We have to show 2 separate things, because first I'm thinking we show this. Detective Gumshoe, could you have another look at this jar? I remember when the 3 of us put that back together. Oh, those were the days. It's kind of early to be nostalgic. Yeah, it was like a day or 2 ago. Wasn't this jar a piece of evidence from that case? That's right. One of the shards has an SO9 incident sticker on it. Doesn't this ring any bells? You know, that fragment we just found? You mean this one? That was in the safe? Yes, that one. That was in the safe. Now that you mention it, it's ringing a lot of bells. Let's see if it fits. Okay, yeah, let's do it. Here, let me see that shard. I'll take a crack at this. Go ahead, pal. Show us what a rookie can do. Mr. Wright, here's some glue. If I can piece this together again, it'll prove Chief Gant was knowingly hiding evidence. Here goes. Yeah, it should be easy. 1 bit. How do I do it? Oh. There. Perfect. Even a rookie can do it. It's covered in blood. There. It fits like a charm. That, of course, means Chief Gant willingly and knowingly hid a piece of this jar in his safe. In other words, he concealed a piece of evidence from the SO9 incident. But guys, get a load of this. What is it? This piece he just attached. It's different from the others. It is. But the blood matches up. There's a reddish line on it. A reddish line. Oh, like a blood smear rather than a blood splatter. That's blood. I don't get it. Why would Chief Gant hide this in his safe? Unstable jar updated. Okay, blood traces for sure. Right. The print had been wiped, so this must be the other one. I can't believe Officer Marshall would do something like that. You know Officer Marshall? Of course I do. He was like a mentor to me. When I first started out, he even gave me a small cactus. Really? He said, Dick, she'll listen to all your troubles. Note to self, Detective Gumshoe talks to a cactus. Hard to believe he's just a patrolman now. Someone ought to trade places with him. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Oh, that wasn't it? Okay. What else could it be then? It must be... the locker? Wait, what's it say? Only assigned detectives prints can unlock it, indicator lights up. Oh man. That's a bit worrying. Oh crap, stop. I keep accidentally looking at stuff rather than presenting it. What else shows a handprint? One last look. Okay, I have to go through all these with a fine-tooth comb. Unless... because we haven't really got another handprint apart from that. The only thing we've got that's close is fingerprints. Maybe we can use that on it? Detective Gumshoe, I'd like you to have a look at this. Okay, yeah, seems like we're on the right track. Hey, I know what that is. So you want to take some fingerprints? That's a great idea, Detective. Alright, go to town. Sheesh. What are you doing? Why are you sticking out your hand like that? Go ahead, take my fingerprints. It's not your fingerprints we want to take. Huh? Come on, this isn't the time for jokes. We're talking about that cloth we found in the safe. Oh, I knew that. The one with the handprint on it, right? Jeez, where's your sense of humour? Right, so we haven't done this in a long time, but we're going to check for prints. Sprinkle the powder on the cloth. Then, once they've been absorbed into the prints, blow the rest away. What are you, my mum? I don't have to be told a million times. Well, it's actually, my memory's got a bit hazy, so thank you, Emma. Alright, let's get this over with. Sprinkle. How do I dust again? Am I dusted? Oh, okay. Got to do each finger. Do I blow? There we go. I gave it my best shot. That kind of result won't be any good for matching prints, will it? But it doesn't look like we'll get a clearer result from this print. Okay, let's try a different finger then. Oh, okay, so we need a more clear finger. Let's try the middle one then. There we go, look at all this. It's so satisfying doing this. Oh, baby, look at that. HD fingerprint. Dust it some more. Keep blowing. Is that not it? Right, now blow. What am I doing wrong? God damn it. There we go. Oh, it's not Gant's. Not Meekins? No. Oh, it's Goodman's. No, it's not. It's not even Goodman's. It's really tricky to tell. I think it might be Lana's. Maybe. But on the different hand? No match found. Okay. No, that doesn't match. Looks like we're out of clues this time. Yeah. But it was inside the chief's safe. Right, along with that shard. So that means it's got to have something to do with that incident. Oh, we was meant to get it wrong. The one that happened right here in this room. She's right. We should check the fingerprints of everyone who was in here that day. The way I see it, there's a higher power at work here. Oh, the way I see it, there's a higher power at work here. You just gotta have faith. Right, okay. Oh, it's Emma's. If only we just checked one more person. So does she not remember touching that cloth? Were you touching cloth that day, Emma? Heavy lunch, maybe? There we go, perfect. No, how can this be? What are Emma's fingerprints doing here? Hey, you found a match. Whose fingerprints were they? Huh? Oh, it seems the prints are too old. They aren't clear enough to get a match. Oh, that's too bad. I thought it'd be Dark's prints. Psst. Hey you, over here. What's going on here? What are that kid's prints doing inside the chief's safe? Don't ask me. Let's just keep this information from Emma for now. Here, maybe you should hold on to this. Got a piece of cloth. Cool. Is that everything? Can't imagine what else we could do here. But who do we take it to? No clues here yet. Can't even examine nothing else apart from that window. You can see pretty far from 15 stories up. If he were to drop that suit of armour from here. At first the chief wanted to use stained glass for his window. Really? Why didn't he? They say he changed his mind because he wouldn't be able to see the view. Oh! Stained glass or not, it's a huge window. I think that's it. Oh, the desk. Wow! Look at the size of Chief Grant's desk. Speaking of that, when we were here earlier... Oh, it's you two! Chief Grant! He put that paper he was reading in his desk. I wonder what he was reading. This is like a list of evidence. A list of evidence? In most cases, the list runs twice as long as this though. Hey, look at the case name. Huh? SO9 incident. I wonder what this is doing here. Hold on, detective. What did you just say? I said, I wonder what... No, about evidence lists. Normally, they're twice as long. That's right. I guess there wasn't a lot of evidence. A half-sized list of evidence. The list of evidence, it seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. I thought that sounded familiar. What would the other half of the list be doing here? I knew it. The chief must be hiding something about that case. It would appear so. Evidence list added. Okay. Shall I take it back to, Edgeworth? Well, was that any help? Of course. Thanks to your ID card, we were able to get some hard evidence. No, that's not very kind, is it? In other words, if it wasn't for his ID card, he would have been useless. Isn't that right, you in the coat? Ah! Chief Grant! I didn't think you'd be back so soon. Fortunately, I'm a man who believes in science. As I was walking to my meeting, I happened to look out a window and saw a stray dog run into a pole. Just then I thought of a certain detective. Do you mean me, sir? Now then, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you all to leave. Yes, sir. Sorry. Oh, you in the coat. Me, sir? Drop off your ID on the way out. You won't be needing it anymore. Sir! Now, get out. Yes, sir. We'll be on our way too, then. Wait, you, the one without the spiky hair. Don't go yet. Me, sir? I'd like a word with you. Sir, I'm not a licensed scientific investigator yet. You with the spiky hair, you're free to go. Mr. Wright. Oh no, I don't want to leave her alone with him. He might kill her. Look, pal, if I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. The chief's office is off limits. But no, you just had to go sneaking in there like that, didn't you? I thought you said you didn't care anymore if you were fired. Yeah, but if I knew it'd be like this, I never would have said it. Now that I've seen the evidence Chief Grant was hiding in his office, I think I'm finally starting to get the picture. But why has she kept eerily silent about it all this time? Anyway, you listening to me? I've got to try to switch things over with the Chief again. Later, pal. Oh, smooth, not smooch. I don't think he's going to go out there and start snogging Chief Grant. After that, I heard from Emma. She said the police wanted to ask us some questions. So she'll be busy for the rest of the day. gone straight back to Lana. She's got to steal the beans now, please. Finally. I see. So the chief asked Emma to come in for questioning. It's no use thinking about it. Tomorrow's the final day in court. I'm committed to doing everything I can to defend you, which is why I'm here. But I've already told you all I can. What you've told me over these past couple of days is absolutely nothing. Not a single useful thing. Really? I believe I did mention something quite important. Something I told you right at the beginning. I said that I was the one who stabbed Detective Goodman. You know, I think I've finally figured it out. I know who it is that's lurking behind your words. Mia did a good job mentoring you. I'm rather jealous. It seems Edgeworth was right. Edgeworth, once you're convinced you know something, no one can persuade you otherwise. Thick-headed, excuse me, is the term he used, I believe. Now's my chance to get to tell me the rest of the story. Please. I have to admit I was more than a little perplexed at first. You insisted you did it, yet there was no incriminating evidence. That's when it hit me. It's not that you're unwilling to tell the truth. It's that you're incapable of doing so because of a certain individual. What an intriguing notion. A certain individual, you say? So you think I'm protecting this person? Protecting? No. I think afraid of is more like it. If I'm not mistaken, the person in question may have persuaded you to silence. For argument's sake, Mr. Wright, whom, may I ask, is this person you're speaking of? The one I'm supposedly so frightened of? What is this person's name? Oh, it's Big Garnty Boy. Take that! Well, Miss Sky? Mr. Wright, you are addressing the Chief Prosecutor. Do not forget your place. I take it you're still not ready to spill the beans. My apologies. Could you please tell me a bit more about what you think you know? We were partners until 2 years ago. I respected him as a detective. Assuming he is respectable, then tell me something. Why would he try to hide his crimes? His crimes? Both you and Edgeworth will be brought before a board of inquiry for what you did. Specifically, hiding and forging evidence. Of course, these are serious offences. Why is it though that Chief Garnt's name is never mentioned? Chief Garnt? Edgeworth didn't know the truth behind the forgery. The only party who could have possibly tampered with the evidence was me. I had access because I was second in command of that investigation. Yes, you, but also one other, Damon Gant. If you intend to accuse Chief Garnt, you'll need more than just words. Show me proof that Chief Garnt falsified evidence in that case. Okay, for instance, take that. Take that! I just found this in a safe in the Chief's office. This jar piece and this piece of cloth. Do you know what these are? The pieces of evidence from the SO9 incident. The person concealing evidence was none other than Chief Garnt himself. Now tell me, why are you taking all the blame for him? Touché, Mr. Wright. This is as you surmised. I cannot disobey the Chief's orders. Even if it means being found guilty for murder. Why not? Come now, Mr. Wright. You can't possibly expect me to be able to tell you that. 3 days ago, I had no choice but to cooperate. In the murder of Detective Goodman. Or perhaps I should say, follow orders. Yes, that's more accurate than cooperate. Although I can't tell you the details, I can say that I was given an order that day. I need you to dispose of Bruce Goodman's body. You'll find it inside the trunk of Miles Edgeworth's car. Just as I suspected. Despite what everyone believes. You were not the one who murdered Detective Goodman. Correct. I was trying to take the body out of Edgeworth's car. The trunk lock was broken. And I discovered that murder weapon while inspecting the body. The murder weapon? You mean Edgeworth's knife? No. When I found the body, this was the knife stuck in it. The knife from the SO9 incident, serial killer Joe Dark's knife. I couldn't just leave that knife in him, so I took it out and stabbed him with another knife. That would be Edgeworth's knife. That's right. Even though he was already dead, my hands were shaking at the thought of stabbing him. That's why I ended up cutting my hand. And that is the reason for the bandage on your right hand. Yes, it seems that I got blood on the victim's shoe as well. And then she saw me just as I plunged the knife in. Miss Starr, huh? Is it still a crime to stab a dead body? I think it might be. Why did you need to hide Dark's knife so badly? It took a lot of work to finally close the Dark case 2 years ago. It was over with. I didn't ever want it to be opened again. My intent was to prevent that by whatever means possible. So, you hid Dark's knife. The weapon used to stab the detective was evidence in the Joe Dark case. If word got out, which it would, the reporters would have a field day with that. So you wrapped the knife in your scarf and hid it in Edgeworth's exhaust pipe. Right. Then I called my sister to tell her what happened, to ask her to hide the knife that was inside my muffler. You asked Emma? I didn't want anyone on the force to know about this. That would explain why Emma is so confident about Lana's innocence. Speaking of phone calls, I had a bad feeling about one of them that day. A bad feeling? The truth is, after I received those orders from Chief Gant, the first thing I did was make a phone call. A phone call to Patrolman Jake Marshall. To Marshall? Why on earth would you call him? The lead investigator for the SO9 incident had been murdered. I wanted that fact to be kept hidden, and I needed help. He was the only other person I could trust. Or at least, I thought I could trust him at the time. However, it seems that after I spoke to him, he went off on an escapade of his own. Oh, you mean, not wanting the case to die, he decided to take things into his own hands. He disguised himself as Detective Goodman and tried to steal the evidence. He had already stolen the ID card, but it seems he still hadn't made up his mind to break into the evidence room. After my phone call, any remaining doubts he had must have disappeared. So your phone call caused the incident in the evidence room? God, are you keeping up? I'm having trouble here. There's a lot going on. I'm afraid that's all I can tell you. But, Lana, you've earned my respect, Mr. Wright, both as a defense attorney and investigator. Now please, don't pursue this any further in court tomorrow. Tomorrow's trial. There's only one way to drive off Lana's demons. I've got to get to the bottom of everything. Oh, come on, we can do this. Detective Goodman's real murderer. And what went down in the Chief's office 2 years ago all has to do with Damon Gant, is what I imagine the next sentence would have been. Oh boy. Okay, let's save that. Can I get that as like a message alert or something? That would be great. Let's save over here. Save file 2. I think we're going into the final trial. I can't believe it. The end is in sight for this case. Oh, this is going to be tough as hell though. Tough as all hell. This is the defendant lobby, alright, but there's no defendant. I've been trying to reach Lana all morning. Where could she be? And where's Emma for that matter? It almost seems as if something's been happening behind the scenes. Oh, it's Edgeworth. Shit, I thought it might have been Gant. Edgeworth! Knowing you, you've already figured it out. Who the owner of the 77, you know, ID number is, that is. Well, I have a pretty strong hunch. It looks like I'm not the only one who's figured it out. You know, the only reason this trial didn't reach a verdict yesterday is because there was still room for doubt regarding his ID record. If that number does belong to who you suspect, then no doubt will remain. After all, he hasn't been officially charged with anything. True, not yet. In any event, once all doubt has been removed from that list, I can call for a ruling. 5 minutes, right, and Chief Prosecutor Skye would be found guilty. But she didn't do it. I figured you'd say as much. That's why I came here, to hear what you have to say. This is the first time he's ever done something like this. Lana's hiding something, and the only way we'll ever know the truth is to draw it out of her. The truth. Everything goes back to the SO9 incident. Don't be stupid, today's the last day of the trial. We don't have time to reminisce about the past. That depends on you. If she's found guilty, you'll lose your only chance to find out what really happened. I'll think about it. See you in the court, right? Goodbye, edgy boy. This is it. If I'm ever going to find out what Chief Gant has on her, it's now. Let's do it. I'm pumped. Let's go. February 25th, what a wonderful day for a court hearing. 10 AM, bright and early. I'm fresh. A fresh cup of orange juice. Let's go. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Normally, this is when the prosecution puts forth its opening statement. But before that, the police chief has a proposal to make. Chief Gant. Morning, folks. How's everyone doing? Hey, Udgy, moved back to the pool yet? Oh, I've been drowning enough as it is in my work. Oh, that's a good one. Don't think I could top that. If you don't mind me asking, Chief, exactly what is this proposal of yours? Lana, that is to say, the defendant, has asked me if she could speak directly to the court. She wants to do what? Having heard what she intends to say, I feel she should be granted her request. In the end, it should save everyone a lot of time and trouble. She's gonna say I killed Goodman. Don't do it, Lana, please. What's this all about, defendant? I'd just like to make one simple request and I'll be finished. Well then, what's your request? Your Honor, I'd like you to put an immediate end to this trial. Huh? I confess to all charges against me. On February 21st of this year, I murdered Detective Bruce Goodman in the underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office. No, Lana! Objection! You can't. Your Honor, the defendant's claim does not change the defence's plea. In that case, Mr. Wright, I no longer require your services. But, Lana! Your Honor, I hereby forfeit my right to an attorney. The prosecution may lack direct evidence against me, but it has sufficiently proven its case through testimony and circumstantial evidence. I would like you to render your verdict now, if you please. Well, the defendant certainly has the right to self-representation. Her request is legally valid, although this is an unprecedented situation. Indeed, it appears there's no further need to continue this trial, even if Mr. Wright may feel otherwise. This can't be happening. It appears the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant... Oh, thank God. One moment, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution has not yet proven the defendant guilty beyond reasonable doubt. Any ruling at this stage would certainly be premature. Come now, Worthy. I understand this is a difficult time for you, but why don't you just be a good little boy and keep your mouth shut, Huh. I don't think I care for your tone, Chief Gant. What? Creating another fabrication to cover up your past mistakes. Sorry, but I'm no longer the naive little boy you would have me be. With this sudden confession from the defendant, it's obvious to me some kind of deal was struck behind the scenes. Some kind of deal, Not everyone operates as you do, Worthy. Huh. I thought so. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to change its first witness. Oh? To whom? As its first witness, the prosecution would like to call Miss Emma Skye. I request the court hears her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, I am exercising my rights as self-representation. I don't think we need to continue. I don't care what you think, Miss Skye. The exposure of truth sometimes results in tragedy. However, no matter how tragic the truth may be, it would be even greater tragedy to avert one's eyes from it. Very well. The court shall grant the prosecution's request. That's okay with you, right, Chief Guard? Worthy, you'll live to regret this. Mark my words. Miss Emma Skye, please take the stand. Looks like Edgeworth has decided to take the horse by the reins. Is Emma even here? Oh, she is. Good. Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation. My name is Emma Skye. My occupation, I'm Lana's little sister and I want to be a scientific investigator. 2 years ago, you encountered the serial killer Joe Dark of the Joe Dark killings. Is this correct? Yes. I'm trying my hardest to forget about that though. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to recall those events one more time. Mr. Edgeworth, please remember this trial concerns the murder of Detective Goodman. Is an incident that was resolved 2 years ago really all that relevant? Yes, it most certainly is. Well, okay then. He sure gives in fast. Now, please testify about what happened to you 2 years ago. The trip to yesteryear has finally begun. It's bound to lead to the truth behind this trial. Right, so we've got to pick apart Emma's testimony about the SO9 incident 2 years ago. Bloody hell, based on what we know. I was waiting in my sister's office that day. A man came running in and took me hostage. Neil Marshall rescued me, but I'll never forget what I saw in that instant. The man raised up his knife and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest. Right, so fairly short testimony as they go. It's a good thing you weren't harmed. I passed out. I don't remember much. Well, we know she passed out before she saw him stabbed, so we don't know that he actually stabbed Neil. Dark stabbed Neil Marshall. That's understandable. However, please tell me, Mr. Edgeworth, what does this testimony have to do with Detective Goodman's murder? That will soon become apparent, Your Honour. You've got to admire him for his courage, considering he has no evidence. Very well. The defence may begin its cross-examination. Right, I guess I'll question them all, but I think it's the last one that's going to prove the most useful. 2 years ago, the defendant was a detective at the police department, correct? Yes, she was second in command under the then Deputy Chief of Police Grant. My sister, she was the best detective ever. Yes, I remember. Deputy Chief Grant and Miss Skye used to be quite the pair. I believe they shared the same office. That's right. I'd always sit at my sister's desk and dream about playing that organ. I wanted to play it that day too. The police department and the prosecutor's office held a ceremony that day. Lana promised to take me to dinner after she finished her work. Okay, come running in. That's Joe Dark. A man? Yes, Joe Dark. He was a serial killer. Joe Dark was brought in for questioning on the day of that ceremony. We were desperate to get anything on him that would lead to an arrest. When he saw his chance, he fled the room, right? Upon fleeing the room, Dark proceeded to take the elevator. He must have been in a panic because the elevator was going up. I was going to say, why did he go up instead of down? Then he ran into Skye and Gant's office. There was a lot of noise coming from outside, so I opened up the door to have a look. That's when I saw him. And Neil Marshall rescued you? Cool. What was the prosecutor doing there? That day, there were 2 people present during Dark's questioning. Deputy Chief Damon Gant and Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Almost forgot about Gant. Neil Marshall had just received the King of Prosecutors Award. Young and dedicated, he went straight to the questioning room after the ceremony. I assume that would also be why he was first to run after Dark. When Dark grabbed me, I thought I was as good as dead. And that's when Prosecutor Marshall came running in. I don't clearly remember what happened then. But... See, I don't clearly remember. Oh, I'll never forget what you saw. Can you tell us about that? Mr. Marshall jumped on Dark just then. The lights went out. The lights? It was just about this time of year. There was a terrible storm going on and lightning struck nearby. So the electricity went out. Wait a minute. If it was pitch dark in that room, you shouldn't have been able to see anything, right? Right, but just then the lightning flashed again outside. That sudden flash left an unforgettable image of the scene in my mind. I see. I told the detective about what I saw then. The detective? Yes, Detective Goodman. He was in charge of the case. Detective Bruce Goodman. The victim. Hear more. So you spoke with Detective Goodman about this 2 years ago? Yes, that's what's so scary about this trial. And you told Detective Goodman about what you saw? Yes, but at the time, the words just wouldn't come out. That's why I drew a picture. A picture? Yes, I think she mentioned that before. Well, Mr. Wright, have you heard enough? Let's ask about the picture. This picture the witness drew, I believe it has a very important meaning. But the list of evidence I was given 2 years ago didn't contain a picture. Witness, would you mind if we added this statement to your testimony? Yes, Your Honour. I drew a picture of that scene once, but it seems to have been lost. Now should we present this? Is that too hasty? I mean, we haven't even looked at this list, which is very stupid. Oh, there's the picture. Oh, hell yeah. A picture is drawn on the back of the evidence list in magic marker. I've got a very bad feeling about this. Okay, that is awesome. We can present that now. Mr. Edgeworth, this little girl put all her heart into drawing that picture. And yet, you would insist on denying its existence? Huh? Hey, I'm not the bad guy. What I'm saying is that as the prosecutor for that case, I wasn't handed such a picture. That may well be, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Behold, this is the evidence list for the SO9 incident. Please turn it over, Your Honour. Turn it over? Turn it... Ah! What's this? Yes, what is that? Hey, that's it. That's the picture I drew. Indeed. 2 men appear to be wrestling here. What's the meaning of this? What are you doing with that list? Me? Only the prosecutor in charge should have access to that list. Huh? These lists, they're different from each other. What? It would appear, Mr. Edgeworth, that the evidence list you were handed 2 years ago was incomplete. These two lists fit together to form one. You can see the marks here where they were torn apart from each other. So you see, Mr. Edgeworth, it's quite obvious what happened. 2 years ago, only half of the evidence in that case ever reached you. What? What? Order, order. But Miss Skye, why did you draw your picture on the back of such an important list? Because that's what Detective Goodman handed me in the questioning room, Your Honour. Wait a minute. If this list was torn in half, then that means... Your Honour, are you alright, Mr. Wright? Your eyes are bulging from your head. If the evidence list was torn in half, then there might be more of the drawing on the back of Mr. Edgeworth's list. Yes, that's quite conceivable, Mr. Edgeworth. It's possible. Let's see. Can't believe no one saw the back of these lists until now. Is something wrong? Do you even have to ask? Sorry, Your Honour. There's indeed something drawn on the back of my list. It's that thing. What the hell? The blue badger. Oh man, this makes no sense. That's... That thing. That thing that was dancing in the evidence room. Clearly, this act of vandalism is the work of a certain chief of detectives. I guess he was out of scrap paper. Evidence list restored and updated in the court record. So Gumshoe had the other half. Very well. Witness, will you please testify about this picture you drew 2 years ago? Huh? Oh, yes sir, Your Honour. What's wrong with Emma? She seemed to be thinking about something when she was looking at the picture. Right, we'll have to press her about that. Oh man, we will have to press her about that, but not right now. I need to take a break. But, God, I can't believe it. I think we're on the final stretch, the final hurdle. We just got to get through this trial. Everything's working in our favour so far. We're uncovering more and more by the day. Can't believe we just noticed the picture on the back of that piece of paper. Anyway, if you enjoyed this episode of Phoenix Wright, please go ahead and leave a like. Always helps out, so thank you. Want to see more? We've got to push through and try and put the guilty person put away for this murder. Please go and subscribe and I'll bring it to you. If you've got any questions you want to raise, what do you think about this? Did you think that Emma would be involved so heavily? While even a case 2 years ago would have such a bearing on this one? Let me know in the comments below and I'll make sure I get back to you. Alright? See you!